What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone, any old night, and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kissing and walk again, talk, talk, kissing and talk again, oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand, and get out and get under the moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another rendition of Wednesday Night Live Chat here at Haunters Anonymous. How's everybody doing? Thanks to everybody that's here already. We've got a special guest. I'm going to let James take the lead on that because he is the amazing person that got this person on here. We'll have them in a little bit. Hope everything's. Thank you for the love. Whoever the hell just did that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's another rendition. We want to thank everybody who's been coming in on every one of them, or at least most of them, especially on our Haunters Anonymous 10,000 hour marathons. So I'm going to shift it over to James so he can explain who our magical guest is going to be this evening.
All right, so we're going to have Jim Shoaf. He is co-owner of Field of Screams in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They are rated as one of the nation's top haunted attractions. They've been involved with it since 1993. And he should be on probably 9:20-ish, I would say. We'll see how that goes.
And that's Eastern, by the way.
Eastern time, yes, for you
Yeah, just in case,
Central folks and further.
for those of us in the other part of Florida. Hey, Danny.
What do we add in here? Tiffany, Ellen, Danny, Frank. What's going on?
How's everybody doing? Everybody been watching the amazing? Hey, Jabby.
There's
Amazing, amazing Mark Newsom pandemic videos. Thank you for tuning in on those.
Yeah, that was interesting.
All right, Danny, we'll be here. Yeah. Notice that the video today was quite a bit clearer and in vertical vision.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thanks.
Your iPhone.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark, for vertical vision. Vertical vision at Disney Springs, which is all Q. But yeah, as things open and as we have folks that decide to go parading around looting beer facilities, Mark Newsom,
or cooking hot dogs at at Disney Springs on a table.
It was bouncy. Well, Mark's bouncy. Yeah. How about that? How about apparently you could just bring in your own tabletop grilling mechanism and set the whole damn Disney Springs on fire. Whoopity do.
It was really weird the way the video was bouncy on stream. The video was not nearly as bouncy in the call. So I don't know where where the bounciness was actually coming from. It was so weird.
Yep. That could be a frame rate drop or something.
Oh, maybe. It was really weird.
I was not in with it, so I kind of skimmed through it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I got the gist of it.
Yeah.
But on my end, it didn't seem too bouncy. Of course, also I watched maybe a few minutes of like the 50 or so odd minutes, but yeah, I'll eventually watch the whole thing. I just could not partake in it or participate, I should say. Because I was busy today. Anybody that's wondering, James and I are actively working on the Haunters Anonymous store, making amazing strides on it. There's a lot entailing the back end of it. James has been popping on the merchandise and trying to finalize payment methods and all that kind of bit, which I have information for you, James. We're over this, but
all right. Yeah, it's getting there.
Okay, what now?
Super close.
Yeah, we are very close. I mean, like super close. Like I'm gonna guess that maybe by the first part of next week, or middle of, things will actually be online to actually sell. Like literally clickety clack, and you get what you want. Just like a drug deal.
Let's see what other fun news is there right now.
Yay!
Lots of good merchandise. Yeah, it's Tiffany. Tiffany's been privileged. She's got to see majority of it.
And you know, the deal is too is we're trying to keep the pricing as low as possible, for y'all to be able to enjoy it, and then we'll be able to add a bunch of stuff, and we're trying to have all kinds of fun things. And
yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff on there that like I wasn't even planning on doing, but now I'm kind of excited about.
If only we could sell personalized ice buckets for Mark, that'd be great.
Well, you know,
Mark is Mark in. Well, that's what stickers are for. Is that what you're getting ready to say? No, maybe not.
Well, yeah, we get that big, that 5-inch sticker. Slap it on the side of that bucket.
A bucket size sticker for Mark.
He needs like a 5-gallon bucket though.
Geez, God, just get him a whole freezer full. Well, don't wait a minute. Aren't we having face masks?
Yeah, don't count that out.
Yeah, don't count that out. For lockdown number 2.
Since the majority of people rocking around Disney Springs there today, not wearing a mask.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah, there was a lot of people with no masks on at Disney Springs for some reason.
I thought it was a requirement.
Well, he also said there wasn't nearly the security that Universal had at City Walk. So there might just not have been the numbers to enforce it.
Maybe the House of Mouse just kind of like, well, y'all do what you want. Lick the walls. Lick the construction walls.
Oh, okay. So should we talk about the haunt in Tennessee? The discussion.
God, sure. I don't get. It's going to get to. We've talked about this. It's going to get to a point where it's just going to be nothing's going to be barred, because it's going to get to a point where it's just the damn stupidity of it all is just beyond being able to contain it. So you go ahead and lead into it, and we'll just start yapping until our guest shows up.
Oh, I really didn't have much to go off of on that. I was kind of hoping we would kind of skirt around that whole discussion, but
what the hell? What the hell, man?
I just wanted to bring it up one last time because.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. So the people that have been following, people have been following that Tennessee, the post-COVID haunt in Tennessee. They had, a fake number, 123 people show up. Food was had, money was given, and
food was had.
Absolutely crossing fingers that everybody's fine. There are pictures associated with it where there was very little social distancing, if zero, and that's it. So that's the update. I mean, might as well just, since we brought it up, what the hell? They plan on doing a bunch more because, obviously, exactly 123 people going to their haunt makes it.
That's totally not a number that you would just enter randomly on a keyboard.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, me raking my pinky across the keyboard, making up a number would never happen. But that's it. That's the one. Of course, we got another one that we're going to monitor coming up, a much bigger one.
Yeah, well, I think they will do what they can, even though they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. What else going on in Pandemic 101?
Tomorrow, the theme parks are submitting their documents for approval for their social distancing guidelines.
Yep. And they'll get completely approved. I mean, of course. So quote unquote approval just basically means our liability papers. And good for them. And then I hope everybody that wants to go completely goes, and they can lick Hulk's ass as far as I'm concerned right now, but that's okay.
Yeah, I still don't see Disney opening before the end of June, even with all this crap.
Yeah.
I mean, Universal may go earlier, but like they seem like they were really gunning to get it out there before Disney.
Oh, speaking of the two together, I don't know if you saw this, but somebody somewhere put, to make matters even more confusing, that Disney and Universal are taking the exact opposite approaches as far as their standing designation. Disney is putting markers where not to stand, and Universal is putting markers where to stand. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah. they had on Mark's video today. Actually, he showed some of the spots where it said "Do not stand." So,
there's Mark.
yeah, it was what's up, Mark?
But you would think that the powers that be would have a little bit of communication and go like, "Hey, what are you going to do?" Because if you get I mean, you get people park hopping, and one park has don't stand and one park has stand.
Yeah,
You would just think a little bit of communication would have been like, what are you doing? And just, I mean, that's just me. I think they all make money for these people coming back, and I know they want to do their own thing and do their own marketing and whatever. But my personal opinion is they should have conversed with each other, because if the basics of things are not being congruent, hey Jackie, um, um, what else is it going to be? I mean, literally, are you going to have to learn something different for every park? I just think that's being a little bit on the ding dongy side.
yeah. Have one system for all of them.
Yeah, you can grill some hot dogs at Disney Mart.
Since obviously people just don't give a shit at Disney. They're just walking around, no masks, eating, grilling hot dogs on a table like it's nothing. Brilliant.
I just don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's their religion. I don't know. But yeah, okay. Let's just not set a park on fire on the first day you're open. That had to be great.
Has anybody heard anything about the smaller places like Fun Spot, what their plans are when they're opening? That's probably something Mark might know since he's closer to the area.
Yeah.
I sure as hell didn't expect that, honestly. Well, we all know that people that go to Disney are like, they're super entitled, so they just don't care.
Hey, 13.
Hey,
how you
13
doing?
skeletons.
Yeah, the House of Mouse and their lackadaisical grilling on property rules.
I love that picture though. That picture was just classic Disney.
Mark, that's what we're asking you. How in the hell did they bring in charcoal?
In the picture, they had a whole freaking they had a whole bag. I thought they did check bags going in.
For some weird reason.
Because they had a whole fucking suitcase.
Well, that's something you expect from the Gleasons.
Hey, Patrick.
13, before we go on major tangents, not sure if you heard, but James and I did talk about the shirts in the store. We've been cranking it hardcore. There's a lot to it. It's the first time for both of us on something like this. But the designs have been looked at, and the store is cranking, and we're getting all the back end stuff. So by the beginning of next week or middle of, we will have a fully operational multi-item cavalcade of things for you to choose from. Just let you know. Oh God, what did I miss? No back check at Disney Springs. I bet you there is now.
There will be.
Especially the Gleasons. The Gleasons somehow would be able to bring in a whole damn pizza oven. That's the thing. Somehow they'd be able to bring a whole pizza oven and start. They'd bring a whole hot dog cart somehow. And that's the Gleasons. That's how cool they are. And then of course we'd have to hear about how Pat broke Disney Springs. Pat, you're gonna break all Disney Springs.
He's tripping over the damn power cord.
Tripping over the power cord. You spilled tea all over Disney Springs. Damn it, Pat.
Actually, 13. I have a file to send you that has a sneak peek. So, do you want me to send it to your account, your 13 Skeletons account, or your personal account? All it takes is one person to bring in some charcoal, grill some hot dogs.
Wouldn't it be something if they were able to bring in like a mini propane tank?
It didn't look like there was any charcoal involved though, so I don't
Mark,
really know.
Was it really like a bag of I mean, were they using a sterno?
Yeah, it could have been a sterno, like that gel.
Well, God, were they boiling them? God, if they were you know what? Oh my God, if they were boiling,
I don't think they were boiling.
Thank God, because that's just nasty.
It is. Yeah.
Cooking hot dogs at Disney Springs.
Who the hell goes to Disney to boil some hot dogs?
You know, I mean, I could definitely think that, okay, well, you want to go and do something, but maybe you don't have the money to spend on the food. But, you know, and that does suck. But to me, it's very ballsy to think you could bring in your own portable fire and food and cook it. And bring a sandwich. Like the Gleasons. I mean, like, you know, no joke. They pull out entire freaking roast beef sandwiches out of their backpack, like an infinite supply. Like they have like a TARDIS backpack. And it's just like, oh my God.
Oh, okay. So I got an email from Jim. He's working on joining right now. So
okay. 13 said either one, by the way, James.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll send you one after the stream. Well, actually, I don't know what time we're gonna be done with this, but I'll send it to you tomorrow during the day, during normal hours.
Or just send it after the stream. It'll be waiting for you, whatever. Yeah, if it was a full-size barbecue pit, Jabby, I think I would have had to just drive there and join them, because that's the ballsiest thing I've ever. Fun Spot has hours starting June 2nd. That's planned, but all I know. Thanks, Jackie. I can't imagine it's the craziest thing you've ever seen, Mark. But, you know, if they were cooking hot dogs with charcoal on the Dumbo ride, maybe. Oh, you know, while we're speaking of where did she get what info? Oh, Jackie. God. We all just talk to each other, and that's creepy. Damn it. Oh, since we have the logistics and everything else going on for the store, and we are building it as we speak and everything else. Is there anything that people would like to see that possibly we could include in the store? I mean, it's going to have a lot of stuff. Sorry we couldn't get a jockstrap option for Mark, but
yeah, that's weird that like all those options and we still couldn't supply him with one.
No jockstrap or bikini. I mean, maybe you can take one of the shirts and wear it in a weird way, but that's about it.
We do have a special item we're gonna send to the Newsomes for Ellie.
Yeah.
Special item. Let's see. Jim, you here? You make it in?
I did.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
How you doing, man?
Good. You guys hear me all right? Is there a weird echo at all?
No, you sound good. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Perfect. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for taking some time out of your, I'm sure, busy schedule.
Yeah, we're still keeping busy. We're full swing. We're getting ramped up and making our changes, making our improvements, and we're kind of trying to pretend nothing else is happening. So
yeah. So let's see. Do you want to give a short like summary of your haunt there? You run it with your brother? Was that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you the short rundown. Field of Screams. We're located in Pennsylvania, which is about an hour west of Philadelphia, hour and a half. We started the haunt in 1993. I was in college. My brother, who's 6 years older, was a local school teacher. So we had the family farm, and even backing up when we were in elementary school and junior high, we used to take our barn and convert it into a haunted house and just have our friends come through it because we had fun to we had it in our blood, I guess, so to speak. But in 1993, kind of went a little.
Hold on a second there, Jim. Let me try to adjust something here. Seems like there's a lot of cutting in and out.
Is there an echo?
Not an echo so much. It's just like it's losing like connection to you or something. Let's see.
Let's see. Yeah, I should have good coverage where I'm at.
All right, let's try this. It sounds a little better right there. Yeah. So maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Well, keep me posted. I can move, but it seems like I have full bars. But yeah. Anyway, so 1993 we started Field of Screams. So this is our 28th season. We started with a hayride in '93, and 2 years later added the Den of Darkness, which is a haunted house walkthrough. And then in 2002, we added our Frightmare Asylum, third haunt. And then in 2013, we added Nocturnal Wastelands, which is a trail in the woods. And this is a full-time job for us. We still do some farming on our other farms, but primarily Field of Screams is what keeps it running. We have 6 full-time employees year-round that keep it going as well.
Yeah, that you guys seem like you're really large area, that the whole farm area there, and you also have the corn maze, right? That's for like kids.
Our farm's about 35 acres, and we use every square inch of it. A third of it is parking. Then our hayride takes up a lot, and then we have a daytime non-scary event called Corn Cob Acres, and that's for kids 2 to 12, non-scary farm activities. So we do that during the day in the fall, then the haunt at night, and then we wrap up our season in mid-November with a zombie fun run, which is a 5K fun run, and that's in its 8th season now, and it's just more successful every year. So that's really been a good way to end our season. And we also do an extreme night the night before that. Where we kind of up the ante and yank people off the hay wagon and take them into the cornfield and, bury them in coffins and things like that.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It's not for everyone, but it's definitely for some people. So yeah, that's a fun way to end the season as well.
Yeah. Do you do anything like for Christmas, like Krampus style stuff, or?
Yeah, this year was the first year we've kind of entered into that arena. We opened up for Christmas. It was Friday the 13th, December 13th, and then we stayed open the 14th. And what we did, the Christmas theme and that sort of thing. Seemed like everyone was doing Krampus, so we tried to do a little bit different. It ended up raining and it was cold, so it was hard to judge what that was really like. Then we opened up for Valentine's Day, which was crazy. The weather was good, and it was just nuts how many people came out. It was insane. So we were like, we weren't expecting it. We were kind of caught off guard. We didn't have enough queue lines set up, so we were adding queue lines and things. But so that was very good. Then we opened up for March 13th, Friday the 13th, which was like right on the cusp of the shutdown.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was literally like the day before the shutdown. So we were like, do we open? Do we not? We put some safety precautions in place with sanitizer and things like that. That was before social distancing. That was before any of that. But we did limit, like we did when you went through the haunted house, you only went through with your group and that sort of thing. But just that whole uneasiness of the time, kind of knocked our attendance down. So that was kind of an average night. And then we were supposed to be open for May 2nd, halfway to Halloween, which that one got canceled. And I'm not sure if we'll make that up or not. Time will tell. So, we've been doing the off-season events. We just started it. It's fun. It gives the actors a chance to come back out and scare people. Gives us a chance to kind of theme it a little bit differently and add some extra flair to it. Like the March 13th, we did like St. Patty's Day, theme, and we had some leprechauns and things like that. So it was fun. People really enjoyed it. They just enjoyed the kind of different look, and they're just itching to get scared in the off season. So I think part of the success of haunts is that they are seasonal. So I think we have got to be careful that we don't, we're not open year round. I think that kind of loses some of its luster then. But
Yeah.
I think doing a few of these off events doesn't take that away.
Right. So Wolf, he seems to be pretty strict on this whole thing.
Only get me.
Yeah, no, we don't want to get political. We avoid that, but it's going to be, I think Pennsylvania particularly is going to have a rough time if he doesn't start loosening.
Yeah, we're a little concerned about that. I mean, we are, we're in Lancaster County. We're kind of close enough to Philly that seems like we're kind of getting lumped in with like the Philly area. And you, like you said, Wolf he's not being very aggressive in terms of getting things opened back up. And there's a lot of just backlash about it in Pennsylvania. But yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
We wish it was a little more opening up a little more aggressively. What we're looking at is, what are the amusement parks going to be doing? What are other, venues like ours that are open in the summer, meaning amusements, theme parks, etc. How are they going to transition out of this and into normalcy? And I hate every time I hear like a new normal, like I want to like strangle somebody. So, or we're in this together. It's like, we need to get back to like the real normal. Just there's not going to be in my mind, it's not going to be a new normal. People want to just get back to their regular life. So anyway, we're looking at the other amusements that are going to open up. What's it going to look like? What are they going to do? And hopefully by the fall, that's, things have been put in place. People are used to being out and back and getting back into the groove and back to normal. So, but time will tell. They talk about the flare up over the winter and all this. So, we're in a group called 13 Haunts, and it's a bunch of local Philly, Jersey, Delaware based haunts that we have like kind of a consortium group together. We meet, we market together this group of 13 haunts. It's kind of like the top haunts in our area. And we've been getting together to come up with guidelines for like safe operating procedures that we're going to present to the state of PA, the Department of Ag we're regulated by. And just see if we can kind of be proactive with, what a haunt looks like that opens up if we need to put safety measures in place, which it looks like we're going to have to be doing something, So we're proactively looking at that, coming up with guidelines that, hopefully we can live with and it'll satisfy the state and it'll meet and it'll make people feel safe. I'm curious as to that as well. I mean, how do the majority of people feel about going to a haunt, going to an amusement park, going to a movie, sitting next to someone, going to a restaurant? I don't have a real handle on how that, how people feel about that.
Yeah,
people still purpose.
We actually had one of our fans actually today went to down Disney Springs for their opening, and he did a live stream for us, and it was honestly there was not very many people there for what I thought. He also did the opening of City Walk for Universal. There's a lot more people for that one, but Disney Springs was a surprise because it was very, very light crowd.
Yeah, I kind of have that sense too, because there was a restaurant in York, Pennsylvania, which is neighboring to Lancaster County.
I actually live in York.
Yeah, okay. I just remember that. So Round the Clock Diner, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Heard about them opening up. So they opened up Sunday, Mother's Day. So I was like, because I'm a proponent of opening up. I'll say it. So Monday night, I said to my daughter, I was like, hey, you want to go? Let's go to Round the Clock. It was like 8 o'clock. It was kind of late. It was kind of like a last minute afterthought. I'm like, let's go to Round the Clock. I'm tired of this stuff. Let's go out and see what's going on. So we went there. It was us and one other family in there. Now it was late, but I was thinking, this is the only place open that you can actually go into a restaurant, sit down and eat like normal. I thought it would be packed. And when there was only 2 families, I was a little concerned about that. I was like, this is not good. People aren't getting back. And when you say about Disney Springs, that's kind of it's kind of the same vibe.
Yeah.
I want to, if I can chime in real quick, because there's a few things on the chat, and this is what I'll do is I'll kind of watch the chat.
Sure.
And I just want a few things, and I'll give it back to you. But 13 Skeletons says they've watched a lot of Field of Screams YouTube today. They said they look like a great place. It was very organized. Jabby, Field of Screams is truly an amazing haunt. Loves everything. Hopes to get the chance to guest act there. That's cool. Jabby Michael. Mark Newsom, who is our crazy person who goes to Disney Springs and all these places and does the amazing videos for us. He wants to see it very bad too. It's on his list of places I see. He has 2 quick questions for you. The first quick question was, what size groups were you allowing to go through at one time in March? That's the first question. And do you have anything that you can share on like maybe the procedures you may take this year for the social distancing and the sanitizing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for all the positive feedback. Just to touch base on that, we do pride ourselves in being very organized and very professional. I mean, when people come in, it's a very well-oiled machine. We spend a ton of time year-round making it that way. Our actors are top-notch, and we just try to bring a great show every night, and we love what we do. As far as the social distancing stuff and March 13th, the way we handled March 13th was, we had the hand sanitizer set up, everywhere. And, that at that point in time, it was kind of like, that was the only kind of recommended thing was, make sure you're washing your hands and you have hand sanitizer. So that was our main focus there. As far as the group size, what we did, which March 13th was, we limited ticket sales, which we didn't really need to limit. It kind of self-limited because the crowd wasn't huge anyway, but we had the systems in place to limit if we had to. And then the 6-foot rule wasn't really in place at that point either. So what we did was every group entered the haunted house by themselves. If you had a group of 2, you went in as 2. If you had a group of 8, you went in as 8. Now, if you came in as a group of 16, we would split your group into 2 or 3, So every group went through the haunt completely isolated, and we were able to do a 2-minute spacing, so you never caught up to the group in front of you. And that's the sort of things that we will, if necessary, put into place for this season. We may be forced to We don't do timed ticketing. I know some haunts do. It's a little challenging for us to do a time ticketing because we're not linear. We have 4 attractions, but when you arrive to Field of Screams, most people buy the Scream Pass, which is all 4. But you can do the attractions in really any order. The only time that we force you to go in a certain order is at the end of the night when we're starting to try to close down methodically. So things can get closed, and we have some sort of system in place that we have to make it linear at some point. But so what we may need to do is introduce a time ticketing and limit ticket sales, and maybe force everyone to purchase online for those peak nights where we're going to sell out, because there will be nights this season if we have to limit our attendance in order to create better social distancing. We're going to sell out, and you're going to be forced to come on a different night. My monitoring system at the Den of Dark. So hopefully, I'm the second person on the call list. So hopefully, somebody else is calling. Our alarm system must have gone off. Anyway, that's kind of stuff that happens.
Oh.
So the guy, my one full-time guy, lives right next door. So hopefully he's on it. But anyway, as far as safety procedures, we're going to cleanliness, wiping things down, hand sanitizer. We're discussing how we're going to scare, how we're going to wear masks. Are we gonna wear a mask over our masks? How do you scare somebody and stay 6 feet away? I don't know. I mean, that's what we're discussing right now. Sanitizing. We bought the no touch thermometer so we can use them on our staff. We bought a bunch of masks. We bought a bunch of sanitizer. So we have all these things in the works. We're currently looking at a system to kind of like fumigate, if you will, like costumes and masks and things like that. The wagons themselves, as they pull around after they unload. Do we keep straw in the wagons? Do we just go strawless so it's easier to clean in between loads? As far as distancing, what I think it's going to be a little challenging to create like 6-foot markers everywhere. So my goal by the time that fall rolls around is everyone has been well trained what social distancing is supposed to look like. So I'm hoping that through signage, we can, post our guidelines about you're encouraged to wear a mask. At that point in time, I don't think you're going to be forced to. You're encouraged to wear a mask. We ask that you social distance and, wash your hands. We'll have increased hand washing, increased sanitation stations, things like that. So, but adding in the temperature taking of the staff, the mask wearing of the staff. And as far as the scaring, I mean, if we're forced to not scare somebody and like touch them, then, I mean, obviously it's not as scary. But, another thing that we plan on doing is like any kind of like claustrophobia tunnel or fear flaps, doors, and anything that's creates like a brushing or, some kind of like, where you have to rub through something. We'll eliminate those sorts of things, which we did that actually on March 13th as well. We eliminated like the fear flap and the claustrophobia, things like that. So that's just some of the things that we have somewhat in place. I mean, we even went as extreme as talking about, on the hayride doing a drive-through where you drive your car through and there's a pace car, and so you don't like speed through it, and the scenes go off and you see it in your car. I mean, I don't know, that's kind of like the last resort if that's the only way we're allowed to open.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be neat and different, but it's not going to be as effective, obviously.
That actually would be really cool. just have a drive-through. That would drive through. And then I figured extreme night, we give all the actors like baseball bats, and
They say,
I'd be right there.
let's make sure my
Hey, I got another quick question from Mark. And I know James got some, but I want to be sure we crank these people because you have to know Mark. Mark's crazy, but he's got a great question. He did say that Field of Screams has more than earned the title of Premier Haunt, for sure. He does have a question. I know that for some haunted attractions, especially big ones like yourself, this is proprietary information. So I'm going to state the question, and then you can just say yay or nay or number. But he said, when you say your crowds weren't huge, what is huge? What is a huge night for you? He said he's always at HHN Halloween Horror Nights, and a huge night there is about 75,000 people. So he was curious what a huge night is for you.
Yeah, not 75,000. That's huge. No one touches their numbers, but you know, we never have a night that we're open unless it's pouring down rain. But you know, on our slowest night, we'd have at least 1,000 people on the property, and on our busiest night, we've already seen 10,000 people. So obviously that's a big range, but you know, a good average night is you know, if we have 5,000 people on the property, that's a nice smooth night. You know, it's a good crowd. People aren't waiting in line too long, just the right amount of time. The actors are getting enough, you know, they're getting a good level of scare because, you know, there's good spacing between the crowds. There's always crowds coming through. It's never downtime where they're getting bored. You know, it's a good smooth running night with like 5,000. So,
Nice.
yeah. So we're I mean, I would think we're one of the larger haunts really in the world, as far as attendance. I mean, there's not too many people that are doing a lot of numbers like that, but and we're not right in the city either. You know, we're an hour and a half from Philly, an hour and a half from Baltimore, hour and a half from both of them, depending on traffic. But so yeah, that's kind of like you know, an average night for us might be, you know, 5,000 people.
Yeah, that's a good crowd. I do have one more question from 13 Skeletons, and I'll pass it back to James because I know he's got a list. But and I think this is what 13 Skeletons sounds like it may be a better experience for the customer. I think they're talking about the drive-through, less crowded time ticketing, interspace, and stuff. Will this result in substantial price increase? I'm not sure if 13 means for you or for the customers, so I'll just let you answer both.
Yeah, I assume he's meaning for the customer, but we are not increasing our prices. Well, actually, I'll take that back. On our 3 peak nights, we went up $5. But generally, for 90% of the nights, our pricing is remaining the same. Even if we have to cut back our throughput, which will suffer. My intent right now is to leave our pricing the same. I mean, I just don't think it's the year to raise a price. I mean, it's
yeah, for sure. A lot of people, no work going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think that would look bad. But you know, it might, you know, if we're forced to go half capacity, and that's the other thing too that we're discussing. I'm trying to come up with, you know, I have a couple different models, but I'm coming up with an idea of what does that capacity look like, because it depends on your haunt and it depends on the space you have available. I mean, we can't just say blanketly, oh, every haunt's allowed to have only 2,000 people per night. Well, you know, if you only have a 10 by 10 foot waiting area, then obviously you can only have like 3 people per night. But if your waiting area or your commons area is 3 acres big, I mean, then you can hold a lot of people. So I think we need to come up with a square footage of your haunt and then use that calculation to determine how many people that you can have per hour on your facility, assuming like they're there for an hour, which is maybe a little, they're there a little longer, but well, probably 3 hours average. But anyway, just coming up with a formula there that every haunt could use as a guideline to limit their capacity. We present that as well in our package to the state, and that's what I'm kind of working through that right now. I have some models that getting some feedback from some other haunters and seeing where we can end up there. So I think there's something like that to be said with the the capacity issue. But prices will remain the same as far as I'm thinking right now.
Mark asked, what does your ticket run for like your multi haunt?
Our cheapest ticket is $35. There's some coupons out there. I mean, you can get it as cheap as $30, but most nights it's $35. Then there's maybe, I think there's 2 nights where it's $40, and then 3 nights where it's $45. And we're generally open about 30 nights in the season. So basically 25 of those nights it's $35. 2 of those nights it's 40, and then 3 of the nights it's 45. And then our VIP option, and that covers all 4 attractions, 1 entrance into all 4 attractions. So we're priced, we're priced pretty, pretty competitively. I mean, that's kind of cheap for a lot of haunts, actually. A lot of haunts are getting a lot more than that. But that's kind of been our model. We price ourselves fair, and I think that as a result of our attendance numbers too. But so the VIP option that's available, and that ranges depending on the busyness of the night. So that actually can range from $10 per person up to $25 extra per person. So that's on those $45 nights when it's busy, the VIP is an extra $25. So I mean, it's a that's a $70. That's a big ticket item, but it's just challenging to get people to come not on those 3 busiest Saturdays. So hopefully by pricing it like that, people will decide, hey, you know what? Well, let's just go on Friday instead, or Sunday. But so yeah, that's our price structure. And then you can purchase the individual haunts, but it is the most cost effective is to buy all 4.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty common structure as far as the peak nights. I mean, a lot of my years have been stuck at like Halloween Horror Nights, because I'm from Florida, and so we had a few around us that were local stuff, but the big ones were obviously Howl-O-Scream and Halloween Horror Nights, and they've always followed that same, like, the peak nights are they do the express passes too, which is really, they're getting out of control with all their stuff. That's a whole nother discussion, but yeah.
It just seems like dynamic pricing like that is kind of the norm, and it does help sway some people to go on a different night. I mean, the option's there. I mean, you can't complain about the price on a busy night. Well, you can if you want, but I mean, technically you can't complain about the price on a busy night when there's 25 of the 30 nights where you can come for $10 less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else did he have? All right, we got 13. We got Mark. Let me go back to my list now. So, were you planning on having less? Because you're based on, like, you do volunteer stuff, right? Like That's you're all most of your
We do.
actors.
Yeah.
Are you scaling back any? Like, are you still just gonna go with the normal that part of your plan?
For as far as an actor base.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be full tilt from an actor standpoint unless um, unless we need to reduce that number just to reduce the exposure to customers. That would be the only reason with that we would reduce our staffing. Um, it's our team of actors are very passionate, and they might kill me if I tell them they can't come out. So I have to.
Yeah, the haunters are definitely unique.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So it's yeah, we don't have any intention of scaling back unless we see the need to do so based on there's too many people interacting with the customers, or if we have to stay 6 feet away and scare from the 6 foot distance. I don't know. Maybe we'll have like silly string we have to shoot at them. I don't know. Like what? We have to get creative. Have smack them with brooms or something.
Yeah, there you go. Brooms and baseball bats, right?
Yeah, brooms and
bats. Some people like that stuff, so you got to be careful. You never know.
We're coming up with some ideas
here.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, the staff, the staff. I mean, it's like they're ready. It's like a bottled up energy for opening day. Like a kid waiting for Christmas. They're ready to scare people.
So I think I saw on your Facebook page you were like starting the process of getting people signed up to volunteer. When do you actually like fully kick that off?
Well, people kind of they contact us all year, and we get our database together, and I mean we have hundreds and hundreds of people in our database, and what we do every year is at the end of August we'll have like a huge picnic, staff picnic for anyone that's considering acting for the season. So they'll if you're a return actor, or new actor, whatever it may be, we at picnic, and we'll do tours of the attractions. So people get to see what's new, what changed from last year, and if you're a new actor, the idea is that you go through the haunts. The managers do like a quick explanation as they do their tours through the haunts, about the different rooms and the act, what the actor does in that room. And that gives you a sense of where you may fit in. You kind of think, the idea is like, oh wow, yeah, I just like the asylum, that nurse room, that's like perfect for me. I would love to do that. So we have this chart that you fill out at the picnic, and you hand that in, and you has all the the basic information, but then you also choose your top 3 picks. Then we sort through them, and we really try to place an actor where they want to act, or where they think they want to act. So we sort through them. Everyone kind of gets their spot of where they think they want to act, and then from there we hold training. So certain little asylum training, on a Tuesday evening, after work, after school for most people. And if you think you want to be an asylum actor, you come out to training that night, and that's about a 3-hour training. We go over some general items, and then we go into the asylum and really dig into those rooms, like specifically, like, okay, this is the costume, this is the character, this is how you get your scare, and we practice it and that sort of thing. Then we hold a scare school the following weekend, where we put people through typically about 6 different stations, which represent the different kinds of scaring that we do. We and they go through the scare school, and then they go back to some more individualized training in their haunts, where they think they want to act. So we do a lot of training, and that doesn't mean that you thought you wanted to be the nurse, and then you did it for one night, and you're like, ah, man, I kind of sucked at the nurse. I was wrong. So do you mind if I switch over to this? And we're very willing to move people around, because in our minds, we want you acting where you're most comfortable and where you're getting the best scares, just because it's a better show. So we really try to get somebody where they'd like to be. So that's kind of how it works. And people come out through the season. A lot of people think if they missed the picnic, then crap, I missed the picnic, I can't act at Field of Screams, I missed it all. But we'll train people throughout the year all the time, and get them up and running, because it is a lot of fun. And we'll work with your schedule too, obviously, since it's a volunteer-based situation or system. If you can only come out on Fridays, well, that's fine. Just let us know. I'm only on Fridays, or I got to leave Saturday nights at 10 o'clock because I have to go to work. I work third shift. Okay. Just as long as we know, and like all of a sudden we don't go into the room and you're missing, that's not good. But you get that with us. We'll work around your schedule. You'll have fun. We do a year-end banquet. We have about 200 people that qualify for that. We do awards, Actor of the Year, and Best Rookie, and Iron Man, and most creative, best character. So it's a good time, and we get together throughout the off season and with different parties. We're going to play paintball in 2 weekends from now, and we're going to go whitewater rafting and laser dome and Autobahn, and so we do a lot for the staff. There's a lot of team building. They enjoy being together, and we enjoy just hanging out and having a good time in the off season as well.
That's awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Fun. Yep.
Yeah, I'm fairly new to like this because I live in Southern York County. Like I'm right at the Maryland line, and I've heard about you guys like all the time. Like I need to go check these guys out, and it's like every year I'm running around doing so much stuff, and it's like I'm in Florida, I'm back up here. It's I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
And
well, we do a media night every year at the beginning of the season, which you're obviously more than welcome to attend. Any really blogger, news reporter, high school, college, professional, review groups come out. Podcasts. I mean, just anyone that's promoting the industry and is going to report about Field of Screams. We do a hospitality night, and this year it's September 12th. We open September 11th. September 12th will be our media night. We have you guys come out. We have a tent set up and catered food and drinks, and you guys get to tour the haunts. And it's live. It's a live night where there's actors, there's customers, and I even invite the local hotel front desk staff so they can recommend Screams to the guests, or not recommend it if it's like they got little kids, because we don't really. I mean, we'll scare them if you bring them, but we don't really.
Well, my daughter just she's 11 now, but the last few years she's really been on my case about getting into more haunts and stuff, and she's
yeah.
I think she's about ready, I believe, to go through some stuff.
Yeah, that's right about the age where where they start kind of really kind of wanting it, and sometimes they think they want it, and then it's like crap.
Yeah,
crazy. But what I recommend with Field of Screams in that situation is to try the hayride first, because typically the hayride, although it's everyone's favorite and most talked about, I think it's the easiest to kind of live through as a customer, or as an adult, as a kid.
Yeah.
You are trapped on the wagon. You can't the buildings, you can use an emergency exit, go down the emergency stairs, and just get out of there. whereas the hayride, typically you have to stay on the wagon the whole time. Now we did have a situation last year where it was funny. It was a funny story. Uh, it was the very first night of operation, and I'm typically up with the tractor drivers and the wagon loaders. That's kind of my area. Um, Throughout the night, that's where my crew is, and I just kind of take care of that part of the show. And it was the very first night, and all of a sudden over the radio, it's like, somebody jumped off the wagon after pigs, and I'm like, what? That's the very first scene. I'm like, what? Somebody jumped off the wagon. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's some punk. He's like, he's trying to, be a dick. He's gonna run through, like all this stuff. So, like, what the heck? So, just a couple minutes later, I see my hayride manager walking up with this girl beside him. Like pretty calmly. Like I'm like, what the heck? So he comes up to me and he's like, oh, this is so and so. Like, she was so scared after the first scene, she just jumped off the wagon and started running. And I'm like, that's never happened. Like, no one's ever just jumped off the wagon and started running because they're so scared. I'm like, wait, did she? What? So you came here by yourself and you're that scared? She's like, no, my boyfriend's still on there. And she jumps off just to try to escape and starts just running for the exit. Like, she didn't even know where she was going. But so it does happen. But anyway, my point with trying the hayride out first is generally because you're kind of safe on the wagon. You're not the actors. It's a little harder for them to get like right to you. So I would start there and then maybe go to Nocturnal Wasteland and then go into the buildings, because once you get into the buildings, it's pretty confined. It's close quarters. It's darker. It's definitely more impactful. So that's kind of usually my recommendations in order of can you handle itness. But yeah, 11 is about the age where they want to start start experiencing it. So yeah. That's cool.
She's like, I gotta kick her off freaking Netflix all the time. She's up in her room watching horror movies. I'm like, go to sleep. What are you doing? She's really embraced like all the.
It's she's ready.
Yeah. She's not like. For me, I'm actually surprised she's so comfortable with it, because I've never exposed her really to the stuff that I was doing. So for her to just like pick up on it, it was like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's in the blood, maybe.
Yeah, because I think the only movie she's ever seen was like Jaws, because she wasn't like actively watching horror movies, and but now it's just like she's just off. But it'll be interesting.
I've got another quick one. Sorry to interrupt, but because Mark is this was up a bit ago. He was curious to elaborate on the extreme part of the haunt, because the only one that he knows of is He Who Shall Not Be Named. So he was just curious about what is the extreme part of your haunt.
So our extreme blackout night, we call it. It's always our last Friday of our season. So this year it happens to be Friday the 13th, which is going to be epic. Friday the 13th of November. So our season runs from September 11th through November 13th. November 14th then is our zombie fun run, but November 13th, Friday the 13th, is our extreme blackout night. I don't know what year it is for it. I want to say maybe our 6th year that we're doing extreme blackout. And essentially what that night is, it's an opportunity for those people who want actually just a higher level of scare. Like, our actors will be more physical. They will grab you. They will, for example, like I kind of mentioned on the hayride, one of the things that will happen is, the wagon will stop. Somebody will get chosen, taken off the wagon, escorted out into the cornfield, thrown into a coffin, buried. The wagon will leave, and you'll be out there by yourself. Eventually, obviously, you'll be released. But I see people waiting at the end of the hayride, and they're like, "My friend got taken, and we don't know where they are." And I'm like, "Well, I would just go through the rest of the haunt. If they don't, if you don't see them tomorrow, then I'd probably give us a call." There's, we will take people, we'll put them in cages and torture them. We'll make you drink like nasty stuff. We'll make you do some fear factor stuff. We may paint your face. We may somewhat electrocute you slightly, mildly. So there's things, there's just elements of extremeness going on. It's nothing sexual. It's nothing like that you're gonna get, touched inappropriately or anything like that. But it's just it's just a more intense personal experience. Certain parts of the haunt, you'll get a bag put over your head, where you're blacked out, and you'll be having to go through certain experiences, with that bag on your head, and not knowing what's going on, what you're feeling, and things like that. So it's just it's not for everyone, and originally when we did it, we thought, this could be like maybe every Sunday night's an extreme night. But what we've realized is it's most people want just like a normal experience, a normal fun, scary experience. But the real wackos out there want this like extreme. No, I'm just kidding. They're not really wackos, but it's just it's some people they have a higher threshold, so they enjoy the more intense experience. But it isn't for everyone, and that's why we only do it one night. It's a people look forward to it, and the actors look forward to it, and it's fun. It's a fun way to end the season. It's always gone very smoothly. We don't have we don't have problem. People know what to expect. When you arrive, you immediately, after you get your ticket, you immediately go to a tent where you sign a waiver, and the constables give you the rules and the expectations, and they basically say, this is what's going to happen to you tonight. If you're not aware of that, if you can't handle it, then you leave now. We're not going to tolerate any fighting back with the actors or anything like that, or any inappropriate conduct. So we're telling you this is what you're going to expect. This is what's going to happen to you. So if you can't handle it, then you need to go. So they get the briefing, they sign the waiver, we sign their life away, and then they're at our mercy. So it works out beautifully.
Two quick things. One, I think you may have lost Mark's interest when he found out there's no sexy touch on Extreme Night.
Yep.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
You can mark him special. Give him some special treatment.
Yeah.
Trust me, you will know Mark when you see him.
I nominate Mark. Yep, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm kidding. He didn't really say that, but we just all know Mark. So, right. Another quick one from Mark is that he was very curious if you think you may have backlash or would have backlash on having opening night on 9/11.
That is always a concern, and it's happened before, which obviously would have been closer to to the real 9/11 date, 2001. But we haven't had any backlash. We are very cognizant of that possibility, and we don't exploit anything that would be negative in that light. Excuse me. We're looking at this year, since it is opening night. There's all kinds of ideas. I mean, the obvious idea is first responders, doing something for them. Now we have the COVID situation, so you have opportunity there. But we're looking to do something special there. I actually, we were in contact with a patriotic singer, some guy that he's really good. He sings a lot of like patriotic songs. I was like, it doesn't really fit the haunt theme, but I don't know, that's kind of, it might be kind of cool. So we're exploring some different ideas. Even benefiting the local fire company, which we work with. Maybe that night has something special with them. So we'll open that night, and we will do it respectfully, and it'll be a good thing. And I think also that people need to experience normalness in that time as well. I mean, it's a day of remembrance, but also people want normalcy as well. Even when 9/11 happened, we had Gunnar Hansen lined up. He was coming down that weekend. It was the weekend after 9/11, and it was like we had all these. It was like kind of the first time we had a celebrity, and it was like, kind of expensive to have a celebrity, and we had all these radio interviews lined up and all these special appearances, and it was going to be this big epic opening for us. Like Gunnar Hansen was going to be there, and all this, and then 9/11 happened, and it was like, oh my gosh, like what do we do? Like we can't open, and like Gunnar, and then he actually said, look, I should still come down there. You guys should open. You guys should do a tribute. We'll cancel all the interviews. Like, obviously, people aren't like, it's not the time to interview me when all this other stuff's going on. But so we did end up opening, and it was actually a good thing. I mean, we got zero backlash, and if anything, people appreciated the opportunity to kind of just escape a little bit. And take their mind off it, and that was actually in the moment. So that was kind of a long-winded answer to your question, but I don't foresee any backlash.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Mark did have another question for you. Mark's just going to keep throwing these out, so at any time that you need to go, feel free, because he just keeps rolling with them. But
Mark lied to us and said he was sober tonight, and that's why he's got these great questions. I just wanted to throw it out to you. We know that's a lie, Mark. So
yeah, because we have these our Friday night after dark, which is usually just like utter chaos, and everybody joins in on the call. And Mark is our ice man. He's constantly getting ice for his drinks, and it's like every 3 minutes you hear him at the damn ice machine filling up a glass.
That's why, by the way, he had to ask you what the ticket prices were, because one hand's got a drink, the other hand's got a cigarette. He couldn't get on.
Save $35 till September.
He wanted to know, is it a common problem to have people trying to fight back on the extreme nights, or honestly on any night, like when you? Because impulsively, there are people that, for some reason, they're like, yeah, let's go to a haunt. And they know as soon as they get scared, they're going to try to punch whoever just scared them.
Yeah, there's a definite fight or flight reaction that people have. That's something that we cover just all, with our training. We go over and over and over that. We practice those situations. We let people know, the actors know, like if you're going to get into somebody's face in their personal space, just you got to be prepared to, move, duck, put your hand, block. Like people will like react with kind of like pushing you, and it's a big difference if somebody like swats at you or like kind of like shoves you or puts their hands up as they're backing away and tries to block you as you're scaring them, that's much different than, somebody intentionally, trying to punch you. So the intentional punch or hit or push or whatever doesn't happen very often. It does happen a couple times a season. I mean, there's a lot of people that are coming through, so it's bound to happen. The other reaction where it's just kind of like a swat or like a push away, that does happen, and it is unfortunate. But the actors they're trained to handle it. They're kind of expecting it, used to it. And we have, depending on the night, but we have up to 8 constables on the property at all times. So situations like that, I mean, really, I kind of hate saying it, like knock on wood, but there's really not a situation that we're not prepared for on any night, with EMTs, with constables, with security. So we're, the constables handle that immediately. They, they kind of let people know that it's not going to be tolerated. There's surveillance cameras everywhere on the property. So, we can prosecute people. People don't get away with anything. It's it's not tolerated. People that are obviously drunk in line, we're just gonna get them out, because it's not, I mean, I understand people pregame and they come and they got a buzz going, and that's fine. I mean, whatever. I get it, But if you're like kind of like falling over or just being an idiot, then it's not going to end well for us or for you. So we're going to talk to your buddies. We're going to say, hey, looks like your buddy here is not in really any kind of shape. So unless you want like public drunkenness, you might just want to, kind of come back a different night, or go take him home, or lock him in the car, or whatever you need to do. But, you get the point. And then all the sober guys are like, okay, let's get him out of here. And the drunk guy's like, what are you talking about? I'm not drunk. Like, you're an asshole, blah, blah, blah. But, so, that's usually the approach, and it works pretty well. But occasionally those guys slip through and end up in the haunt and do something stupid, and then they regret it.
Are you like a dry event, or do you have any kind of like alcohol sales on?
We don't have alcohol sales.
Probably. I mean, it's a smart move, really, but
yeah, like people are like, oh man, you're missing a big money maker. But I don't know if we really want to mix alcohol with the haunt. I mean, people do it on their own already. I don't know if we want to enhance it or entice it or encourage it.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean, we have food, we have games, we have entertainment, we have a stream shop. We have a lot of things going on to entertain the crowds. I mean, a lot of people refer to Field of Streams as like a really, really like a carnival style haunted amusement park. It's just the entertainment area alone. When you come, it's a cool experience. It's a neat atmosphere.
Let's see. Do you all right, so do you have any stupid people doing stupid things stories, like kind of like the girl jumping off the wagon?
Yeah. Oh geez. I mean, yeah, people do stupid things. I mean, it's not real crazy, but we had one guy a couple of years ago that, I mean, it wasn't kind of stupid, it was just kind of funny. This was a number of years ago, but he before he went to the Den of Darkness, he didn't want to lose his cell phone, so he asked the attendant there to hold it, because the exit's right near the entrance. He's like, you mind just holding this? I really don't want to lose it. And she, I guess normally we don't, but I guess for some reason, like, I don't know, she thought it was a good idea. She's like, okay, I'll hold your phone. So she comes up at the end of the night and says, I have this phone, like, guy gave it to me and like never came back. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, is it like, is it like a bomb or something? What's going on? Like, at this thing, like, so with the next day we get this call from the guy, and he's like, hey, I left my phone there. I left it with the girl. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Why don't, like, you're the guy, like, why don't you get it? And he's like, I tell you, man, he's like a grown guy, like an adult. And he's like, I don't, because I really hate to admit it, but he goes, I was so scared when I left the den. I ran straight. I knew my phone was right there, but because I was so scared, I just ran to my car, got in, and just drove out of there as fast as I could. That's crazy. So that was an interesting story. But I don't know. I didn't really think of anything, but I'm sure I'll, a couple minutes from now or when we hang up, I'll be like, oh yeah, dang it. There's like tons of stories.
Have you,
yeah,
I don't,
every nice,
go ahead.
Every nice an adventure. There's always, it's always something that's kind of like, you don't expect, but it's kind of like that State Farm commercial, or whatever that is. We are farmers.
Yeah.
Sure. We've seen it all.
Yep. Have you guys ever done any of the like overnight things?
Yeah, we haven't. The camp out stuff or whatever. We haven't done that. I mean, yeah, it's something.
It seems like it would be a rather difficult thing to pull off, given that you're gonna have to have the security all night with everything.
Yeah. I just don't. Yeah, I mean, it would be fun. I'm just not sure how worth it is. It would. There's a couple people that would think it's cool. It's kind of like Extreme Light, but even more like limited. So we haven't done that. We it's been discussed, but not seriously discussed. We did add escape games. We have escape rooms. We have they're a 5-minute version. There's 3 of them, and that was a cool addition. So in between the scares, in between the haunts, it's $5 a person. It's a 5-minute game, and that was we added that 3 years ago, and they've gone over really well. Something different, but they're not open year round like other escape rooms. We haven't done the zombie paintball hayride like a lot of people jumped in. Don't really have a plan to do that. Yeah, so done a couple things outside the box like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys already have a ton of stuff to do anyway, so there's more than enough stuff to do, I think.
Yeah, I think you get to the point too where you add too many attractions, and some other haunts will say like, we got 8 attractions or whatever, like, and that's great, but a lot of times those attractions are like 10-minute attractions or 5-minute attractions, or they're or 1 minute. I mean, like, I've been to some, it's like, that was an attraction. You can't buy it separate, but that's considered an attraction. I'm like, well, then I guess my queue line could be an attraction at that case, in that point.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have 4 attractions. They're all standalone. Like, you could just come and do one of them, and you would feel satisfied. I mean, it's like 4 solid quality attractions that can stand alone. So, that's and you start getting too many, and that are quality standalone attractions, and what's that do to your complete combo price? Because a lot of people want to do everything you have. They don't want to come and just, if you have 5 things, they really want to do all 5 things. If you have 6, they'll want to do all 6. So now, it's an $80 ticket. I mean, there's a certain threshold there where people don't want to spend too much. I mean, it's got to be affordable.
Yeah.
So we're in a good spot right now with 4. I mean, we really focus on making changes within those 4. I mean, they're all, it's the Den of Darkness, the Frightmare Asylum, Nocturnal Wasteland, the Haunted Hayride. I mean, it's not like the Den of Darkness changes to the Clown House next year or anything like that. It's like, it's always the Den of Darkness, but you're always going to find new elements inside the Den of Darkness. But it is that it is that Disney Haunted Mansion Den of Darkness. Like, it's always going to be the Den of Darkness. It's always going to have that feel to it. It's just always going to morph and change, and there's going to be new additions and new scares that you're going to find when you come through every year. So that's our model, and to be working. We do spend a lot of the off season, adding to everything and just making what our full time people do in the off season.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I mean, with the actors and everything, you go through. It's the same haunt, but you're gonna have a different experience just because you're gonna have different actors. I'm sure in different places every year.
And there's a lot to see. I mean, you can literally go through the Den of Darkness one night and go through the next night or even later that night or any of the haunts, and you'll be like, was that there when I just went through 3 hours ago? Was that, yeah, that was there. You just didn't see it. Right. I mean, there's a lot to take, and you're not going to take it in all on one trip. And like you mentioned, the actors in that room, if they come out from a different spot, if it's a different actor, 2 actors instead of 3 or 2 or whatever it is. I mean, every time it's a different experience. It's exactly.
Sounds like we're some interference here or something. It acts funny sometimes, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that pretty much sums up. We just wanted to, get your take on what things were gonna happen this year, what you were gonna do. Definitely wanted to get the word out. I mean, you obviously don't need any help as far as getting your name out there, because you're one of the nation's top haunts. So you definitely don't have that problem.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nice to come on your show and just talk about Field Screams, and we're looking forward to the season. We're definitely going to be taking everything seriously and putting the proper protocols in place, for keeping people safe and feeling safe and all that. We don't know exactly what that looks like yet, until we get closer. So as we get closer to the season, we'll do what needs to. Last thing I'll mention is that we are shooting a movie coming up as soon as the ban is lifted. It's going to be called Where the Scary Thing. So keep an eye out for that it should be out on Netflix eventually. So that's, if you're familiar with the producer B. Harrison Smith, Death House, and some other movies, but that was his big one.
Yeah, I saw a few of his stuff.
We're that. And then there will be some addition. Yeah. So yeah, that's something to keep your eye out for as well.
For sure. I'm sure I'll be in contact with you, as we get closer. And I'll definitely, find out when this when your movie's going to be out, and make sure I share that out for people. You have anything else you need to follow up with, Michael?
No, that was just an amazing amount of information, which is fantastic, and just absolutely honored and privileged to have you on here, Jim. Just thank you so much for taking the time to coming on and answering all these crazy questions with fantastical answers. I loved it.
Well, it was my pleasure, guys. Appreciate the opportunity and appreciate what you guys do, just promoting the industry. So keep it up, and that invitation's open for a hospitality night, September 12th. Just let me know if you can attend.
All right, man. For sure. Again, thank you so much. It's
And you're always welcome to come back on whenever, or just join us. We're always here.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay.
Take care, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Thanks again.
Yep.
We'll see
Have
you.
a great season. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Bye.
Have a good one.
Take care.
So that was Jim from Field of Screams. I linked the Facebook page for them. They've got a ton of videos on there. So they've got some stuff for behind the scenes. Really good videos. If you're curious about what goes on, definitely go over there and check it out. Show up on a Friday, Jim. I think he probably would. I don't know that he's really prepared for that kind of craziness.
Well, you never know. But no, that was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And I think the two of us would love to get even more folks like that on here. Because the idea is not to just be, super crazy, crazy shows, but just to try and get
promotions and
just everybody that would want to come on here, and the idea is to be just as different as possible than anybody else that does something like this.
And it seems like everybody that we've had is going the way everybody's just called Jim. So I mean, let's find some more Jims to get on this show.
Yeah.
And if you guys, if you have somebody that you want to hear from, suggest it, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
And I know we need to get Jim from 13 Skeletons. We need to get you back on here and get an update about what's going on with you, what your plans are.
Yeah. That's true. And of course, 13, you're same thing. You're welcome to come on anytime, pretty much. Join us on a Friday night and chat. Ooh, get on audio on a Friday night. My God. Never be the same.
Yeah, we also have Primo, James, another Jim we got going. We need to talk to.
Yep.
There are a few others. There's one that we're gonna be guests on, I believe. I need to email him back. It's been probably a week since I've emailed him. But he wants to have us on his show.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mark, the Wednesdays are pretty cool. I know that we've had a few Sundays where we've kind of just, basically given everybody a break, including myself and James, because Friday nights are, God, I'm getting old for this mess, but they are a hoot. And James and we've talked that what we're going to try to do is build up events where you can see like maybe a few weeks in advance what's going on. Yeah, James, we're going to definitely get in touch with you to get you on here, Primo. But just so people will know, like, oh, well, in 2 weeks this is going to happen, or this is what's going to be on here. Or we're definitely working into that. It's interesting. I think James may agree or can chime in on it that we're both kind of amazed at how fast things are progressing now that we've started all this. I think this is going to be our 16th or 17th live stream, which is just boggles my freaking mind. And of course, as always, it's everybody that comes on just about every time we're on. You have no idea how appreciative we are, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is mind blowing. You guys, you guys have been sticking around with us for so much of this. It's just amazing, and I can't wait until we start rolling into what the normal people would consider haunt season. Because once more people start getting into that haunting vibe, then I think we're just gonna keep growing.
Well, and yeah, and it's interesting what Mark said. It's hard to talk to too many haunts about what they're doing. You're right, but this is actually for what Haunters Anonymous is. It's perfect because it is such a upheaval as far as time frames for haunts that um, it, it it would be cool to get a bunch of haunts right now and ask them what they're doing, what their plans are, um, because that's the rawness of it. They don't know. Like right now, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're XYZ amount of time into planning or building." Um, this is such a unusual year that it would be great to get them on a show like this and document it. Because I don't know if anybody else is doing it. I mean, literally, I don't know if anybody else that's saying, "Hey, we're going to get haunters on here right now," even though we know that things are kind of wonky, and let them just kind of talk about it and let them know that they are being thought of, even when it's the off season, if that makes sense. Because some of them, they're they're pretty concerned about what's going to happen, and if we can give them an avenue to talk about it, um, and spread the love, I think that's what we're all about.
Absolutely. And it's sometimes when we do these, they're so informative. Like I I didn't know that they had that much stuff at Field of Screams. Like that was there was some really good information there, and it was really cool to find out they had that many constables that like go there and keep everybody safe. I didn't know they had that crazy extreme blackout haunt stuff. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
I did not know that either. They said they'd make an exception for Mark though about the sexy touch. I thought that was great. Just kidding.
I was
I mean,
absolutely going to say, did you hear that, Mark? No, no inappropriate touching.
um, James, real quick, I don't know if you saw 13. 13 has a point. Maybe at some point we can get some folks from Haunt Pay to come on, um, because a lot of haunts do. I mean, a lot of haunts use Haunt Pay, and they may have a pulse on what's going
Yeah.
on. And Haunt Scheduler. Um, uh, I mean, we need to make a list, I guess. I mean, but that's exact 13. That's exact. I mean, let us know. Tell us, hey, you should talk to XYZ Haunt, or uh, vendors will be a big one to get on here because they've really gone through the upheaval as far as the conventions, including Transworld. I mean, that's just, I know a lot of them are just reeling from that because it was just it was such a blow.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I did talk to Woodley. He is going to eventually get on here. He's had a pretty ridiculous schedule now doing the tours. But he is cranking back up on um his Woodley special effects. He told me that he actually wasn't he can't do anything because of the union that he's in um for his special effects stuff because they aren't legally allowed to do it right now. But he said there was some kind of workaround that they had. So he's gonna tell us about this when we talk to him. But I guess he's getting back into Woodley SFX mode.
that's cool because he's got some cool products. I mean, he's definitely got some cool products.
Yeah, I'm plus he's now he's doing these tours, which is cool. And I found out that they do kids under 12, they do free on the tour.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah.
We could pass Mark off as a very tall 12-year-old.
Well, this 12-year-old is 6'5" and drunk.
and the smoking is medicinal.
Vendors need some love.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a pretty good pulse on some vendors, don't you?
I know a few. Yeah.
Should shoot some stuff out.
I think the biggest thing, you actually, Mark, you do have a lot of gray hair for somebody in your 20s. I mean, but that's okay. Yeah, the biggest thing, James, is of course, absolutely pushing for the website and the store, and we're going to chug along with that. But then we really need to sit down and start getting a list of folks, and then putting the feelers out on who would like to come on and who can get. Because it would be, I would have no problem if, like, all of a sudden we had 2 months worth of damn event things posted, and we're like, holy shit, we've got 2 months worth of events things posted.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that doesn't even include the horrific Friday night after darks,
which we need to talk about, Mark.
We need to talk about that, Mark.
So we've come to an agreement, I believe. Like I think you know what I'm talking about, right, MD? What we agreed about on our Friday nights.
Mark from Friday. No, I'm
kidding. It banned.
Banned. No, I'm kidding.
I think it's gonna get to a point where we're gonna have not 5-hour streams on Friday nights. But I'll leave it open to, if you guys really want to continue it. We're just transition it right into After Dark with Mark. That's gonna be the extended hours.
Mark's pandemic adventures. James Stewart, did you see what Mark said? He said, I would be accepting of canceling After Dark for another night like this. Well, the deal is, I mean, After Dark, 6-hour streams, my ass. Thank you very much. Now, Mark, you never get the band hammer. We're playing with you. But there's nothing saying that After Dark can't be I mean, it's all an experiment with After Dark, but there's nothing saying that After Dark can't be a combination.
Yeah.
Like, the first hour or so or two have somebody on, like tonight. I mean, you're right. Things like tonight were fantabulous. But the whole group has been about the craziness anyway. But James, we both noticed that, my 2:00 in the morning is y'all's 3:00, or my 1:00 is y'all's 2:00. And I even forget that. I'm like, my God, it's 1:00 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, it's 2:00 for everybody else. Oh yeah, Friday nights will still be haunted. But like I said, the Friday nights, the After Dark being such a free for all, which is a hoot. It's really, and we all have a blast with it. I mean, I by the end of it, I'm like, I was telling James, I'm half slinked over on the couch because I can't even get to my bed. And I'm like, oh my God, please, somebody just,
Cheeto stained fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny. Okay, well, you're not that old. But that's okay.
Right? Just turned 38. Now she's old.
Well, and yeah, theme park. I mean, the deal, Mark. You're right. I mean, we're getting really good at coming up with very sensible, good information. After Dark will always be around. It's just we're having to fine tune Friday because James. I guess the end of this is, or not the end of it, but James and I have just noticed that really after an after narc. Yes, Friday nights has become like a crazy drug dealing. I'm kidding. Yeah, Saturday's just. I'm shot for a half a Saturday because, for 5 hours of anything, or 5.5 hours of anything, can get kind of wild. Yeah, and that's right, Mark. I mean, yeah, and you're right. We totally don't forget we're haunt lovers. We will remember we are. and not to be jabbing on and not letting James talk, but we do have to remember that shortly lots of schedules will start changing, at least for a short amount of time until you're all unemployed again. But After Dark can be we can still have like guests, but it can be a bit more of a free for all. As far as just being loose about it and whatever. Friday nights are definitely the experiments. Wednesdays and Sundays, if we do Sundays, are definitely like this. Friday nights can definitely be like this, but we're up for suggestions about what y'all would like to see After Dark ultimately mean.
Yeah, and I'm 100% fine with if we do 1 to 2 hours where it's like our Wednesday Sunday routine, which is fine. That's great. And then after that, then we'll just transition into whatever anybody else wants to do. The games, I know people like the game, so we have a guest on the first hour or two, get some information out there, and then we can do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mark will keep us on schedule, like he said. Haha.
And we can honestly, if it when it rolls back into normal, everybody's back to work and got to be to bed at a certain, we can adjust our time frame too. This doesn't have to be a 9 to 11 thing. It could be a 8 to whatever. Like the time doesn't have to so much. We're fluid. I would say we're fairly fluid with what we're doing.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. I mean, fluidic. 2 hours for Wednesday, 2 hours for a Sunday, or if we may have a special guest that can maybe only come on a Tuesday or a Thursday, and we could give everybody enough notice to go like, okay, well, we're going to have one Wednesday and then we'll have one Thursday, or we'll have one Tuesday, or have one Monday and not one on Sunday. We may have to change, an After Dark night to another night, like a Saturday or something, or but yeah, Mark, I agree. Well, go ahead, James.
I was reading James Primo's comment. I can say this: I've watched their show, and it is 100% unique to them, and I think they run on a different brand of chaos than we do. Like, I don't know that you'll ever see the type of antics you see on their show on here. Whereas I think we're kind of an anything goes, whatever. They're more of like the hype men of the streaming world.
Do I know who we're talking about?
Yeah, he said you guys should take tips from Relic the Clown and Willie V on their Friday live streams.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they're crazy and it works for them. That's their style and that's that's them. That's totally not the angle we're going for. Like that's just how they are, I guess, We're more like a structured chaos and they're more like the best I can say is they're hype men. The music, the noise, the level of energy is insane. I don't think I could even maintain that, honestly.
Yeah, especially not for 5 damn hours.
And yeah, you don't really you wouldn't want to see that coming from us because it's just not what we do.
Yeah, and there's no reason to copy.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these, no matter who they are, have different styles. Us, them, all of them. Some of them are just very super formal, and it's like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and no swearing, maybe a little swearing. So it's like James said, it's all about style, and that's what you do, and that's where you get your likes, and that's where you get your birdie.
Fucking heard that. We do need to get we do need to get Moto on here though, because we did discuss that, and
yes,
he was a cool dude, so
yeah,
I'm for that anytime.
and
we did have, I mean, Willie Vodka has been to our chat a few times, so you know they know about us. They know we're a different we're kind of a different format. We're a different breed of chaos.
Yeah, and just let everybody know while we're on the subject, James and I are in the process of figuring out doing video. Apparently, some folks, want to like actually, instead of just hearing voices, they want to see voices and people. So we are working on that.
Yeah, like I'll have mine up this week. I may even have it Friday. I don't know. I need to clean the shelf off behind me because it's got like my VHS collection and stuff, and it's just chaotic right now, and I don't like the way it looks. That's really the thing stopping me. Yeah, James, I think you've shared your page before, but if not, absolutely put a link to your page in the chat here, and for sure I will definitely check it out. I watch everything that anyone posts. I will check out.
Same here.
When I do my live feeds, I don't know how to post them in groups. Well, there's a share button up at the top when you go live. And if you're sharing it from your Primo the Clown page, you may need to switch to your personal account if you don't have Primo in the groups. Because if I try to share my Haunters Anonymous stuff in groups that I don't visit as Haunters Anonymous, I can't share it in there. But yeah, there's ways to do it. Oh, speaking of Halloween Horror Nights, while you guys are discussing this, did you see the post about the music? Somebody recorded a bunch of music being played. I guess they're testing some audio, and I guess this guy was a worker and he just like recorded a bunch of random audio.
You talking about like Horror Nights audio?
Yeah, like ambiance from Horror Nights. Like, I don't know if they were like the ambiance music from the houses or if it was supposed to be scare zones, but
nothing will ever compare to Midnight Syndicate when they used to pump that.
Yeah.
Nothing will compare. Because I don't think they even do that anymore, but I might be wrong.
Let me go check. I'll check real fast. James, let me go look and see if I can find your page, and I'll share it in the group.
So Mark says that his goal for Friday is to keep us on haunts and theme parks. Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm fine with that. I mean, totally. Yeah, but there might be some swearing. There's always swearing.
I don't know if I have the right Primo the Clown. See if I can find.
Well, I mean, what the hell, Mark? You talking about a group? Oh, I'm sorry. Talk about that secret group I wasn't supposed to mention for those of us who were in it and can never see. What the hell? What the hell kind of teasing is that, you bitch? Now I want to know everything that's going on in this group. I want to have architectural plans. I want to have I want to have MP3 files of everything.
As long as the Gleasons are present, there's going to be some good ass hamburgers and some tea spilled. So who knows?
Well, yeah. See, that's a whole. What in the hell is their problem?
I want to know why they're not here on Wednesdays. What the shit?
Maybe Pat's not allowed to drink on Wednesdays.
Let me know if that's the right one, James. I can't tag him on the.
Wait a minute, what happened? I just got kicked out of
each Six Flags.
Oh, too scary for Six Flags? That is totally possible. People share straight up blueprints and stuff. You know, give me some blueprints. I'll build a Tron ride in my yard. It'll be the ghetto version.
I've always wanted one.
Like I have enough money to do it. Yeah.
I want a Tilt-A-Whirl in my backyard. I've always wanted one. Like it'd be so fun. Just jump outside, hit a switch, go. Ride that thing for hours.
Tilt-A-Whirl.
That's one of my favorite rides. Like for like a just carnival type ride.
Oh yeah. Well, I like just about anything. He has the blueprints to a Lorna house at HHN. Oh well, aren't you special? I think that was the last time I was at when they had that. That was the last time I was at Horror Nights. If I was balling and I could do $1 billion coaster, shoot, I'd spend that $1 billion and have 10 haunts all over the U.S. at $100 million a piece. That's true, James. That is true, Primo, right here. That's the things that get shared in this group. Wow. I'm surprised y'all haven't all been arrested.
Right?
I mean, wow.
I mean, you know that Friday night's going to end up turning into a Halloween Horror Nights jerk fest. It always does.
Well, I'll tell you what you do is you just go to the HHN drama group and the way you kickstart it is like, just say like that. Hey, everybody, here's a link to an HHN jerk fest on Friday nights.
White Knight circle jerk all around.
I'm almost tempted to do a logo. I mean, it would have to be, PG, but PG-13.
We'll be on Friday at 9.
9 Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern. 8 Central. 7 Mountain. Right?
Yeah. We'll go with that. I don't go past Pensacola when it comes to time.
I don't give a shit about Mountain Time or fucking.
Yeah, there's only 2 times. That's Eastern and Central. That's oh, it's 9 o'clock in Colorado. Okay. All right.
There you go.
That's an hour behind.
Yeah, that's what I said. Mountain Time is an hour behind you. 2 hours behind me.
Yeah. Yes, we need to hear about Colorado haunts and all your devil weed. Because then I got half a dozen people who'd come on. Oh my God, you talk about haunts and devil weed? I'm there. Or devil lettuce. I'm sorry, I don't do all that stuff.
Devil lettuce. The jive. Fire lettuce. What is it called? There's so many names.
Don't know. Jesus, I'm in the future. Yeah, I'm just like I said. I don't talk all that jive, so I don't know. So, somebody said sure. I'm gonna have to say Gertie. So, Lee, are we talking about Lee? Well, yeah, we're talking about Lee. We're not talking about the damn Gleasons. 13, man. Thank you so much for coming. You have no idea, and you are very welcome. You have a fantastic evening.
Absolutely. Thank you. Every time you come on, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, I will get you that sneak preview. I'll just send it to the 13 Skeletons messenger.
There you go. I'm gonna hit that love button right there. I'm gonna smirch it.
You son of a bitch.
Another reason we shouldn't copy anyone. $1 million. So yeah, Mark. Apparently you're going to be officiating Friday nights because you got all the ideas, which is great.
We'll do the standard After Dark, and then we'll transition to the Mark After Dark.
Well, Mark's After Dark is, he's talking about, and getting everybody together and talking about HHN and haunts and theme parks and what do you mean I'm wild tonight?
Oh, Mark,
tonight
you have no idea. No idea.
I don't get it. What did I miss? I thought am I not wild every night? I don't get it. At the 4-hour mark on Friday nights, I'm getting kind of not wild because I kind of got more gray hair than you do. Mark.
Yeah, you old fucks. Listen here, Mark. You give me a shit about my age all the time. You got 3 times the gray hair I have.
HHN, HOS, knots. Yeah. Lord, we got a lot of planning to do. That's fantastic. I like it.
Oh, we could always talk knots. You can't talk like theme park haunts and not talk knots.
What?
Yeah, listen here, Mark. Your wife is a saint, and she puts up with your bullshit, so you had better be thankful.
Yeah. What James said. Mark, I am awake on Fridays, but by the time that you're climbing Mount fucking Epcot, I'm exhausted. Jesus. Nothing to do with you. It's just at 5 hours. Here's the deal. Show me another chat that goes anywhere that does 5 hours. I think that's awesome. That's the ones we've had are absolute, undeniable, unbelievable, unquestionable monuments to the platform.
Yeah,
but
that goes to that speaks volumes too, because there are other people that do similar live streams that have 10 times the number of likes and followers, and they get like 1/20th of the interaction that we have.
Yeah, that's and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, and I don't, if you don't like it, that's fine. But I recently saw a live stream of a clown selling dildos, and they couldn't go past an hour. What the hell?
How do you not have that much content? Content for days.
Yeah, like really, I'm not even really bashing them, but it was not even being sarcastic, but it was a clown like selling dildos, like a living crazy Etsy store or something. I don't know.
It was a secrets party.
But it was, it was an hour. They could only go an hour. I'm like, you've got to be kidding. Literally, you're selling sex on Facebook, quote unquote, and you had to cut it an hour because it was just all there was to it. But yet we're going 5 and 6 hours, and it's just it could go double that time if we needed it. So I do not just mute you and play crosswords.
Sudoku.
Mark. Yeah, I mute y'all so that I can literally stand up, pee, and eat, because some of us don't want to go squirting all over the
pissing on the frogs.
Yeah, yeah, barbecuing hot dogs at Disney Springs. That's what you. Yeah, I I don't get it. Yeah, Field of Screams definitely sounds like and looks like from the videos an unbelievably cool haunt. And of course, the guest night Jim was extremely nice and gracious. Well, Danny, obviously Mark doesn't mute when he pees, so he's very talented because no cash to travel there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem for sure.
But the excitement builds with Haunters Anonymous and After Dark. It just, like I said, it can't be understated. Or wait, overstated? Uh-oh.
I wasn't following your sentence. I was reading. What were you saying? Start at the beginning.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah. What? I can't tell you if you were saying overstated or understated because I wasn't.
Yeah. I now remember what I just said. Damn it, Mark. It's all your fault, I'm sure. Yeah, Mark, you're right. Having Jim on here from Field of Screams, I think we can safely say, even though we had Kevin on here from Creepy Hollow, I mean that's good size haunt here. I mean, Field of Screams is a premier national and internationally known haunt, and that was very cool. So thanks, Mark, and I mean that. That's an awesome compliment.
Really is.
But you know what? It still stems from all of y'all too. I mean, and this is gonna sound weird, and not to get mushy or anything. So you can go fuck yourself, Mark, right now. Don't get any ideas. But you're alone, dude. I mean, what you do is, and having you in this group, and as cool as hell, you're. I mean, holy crap, dude. I mean, you're the dude that builds and repairs, and you've got knowledge beyond knowledge of. I mean, literally the world's biggest freaking theme parks, and that's cool. And you're part of this group. I mean, that's cooler than fuck, dude.
Yeah, you and Danny
don't
help carry this so far beyond. Because
stop threatening me with turkey legs.
Yeah, what the fuck, Mark? What's with the turkey leg?
I'm sitting here trying to compliment you, and you're threatening me with a freaking turkey leg. That's fine. But I mean, you give a lot of substance, and and I mean I totally mean that. That's, I mean, we've talked about the eclectic people in our group. James and I have you, Lee. I mean, the Gleasons, just because they are some of the world's most avid Disney aficionados. Lee, she's a travel agent, and I rag her all the time, but she's just a doll because I've known her for so long. Everyone else, we've got
Danny that's here all the time.
Yeah, we got clowns, and we've got managers. We've got, we have a really, really cool group of people that is expanding very quickly. But it's the original, the core folks who are the stellar group. They'll always be the gold star group,
Yep.
And that's cool.
And it will never be forgotten, because when this takes off and there's a butt ton of people in here, you guys, you've secured your place. in the Haunters Anonymous history.
Yeah. And I mean, regardless of it stays the size it is now, gets bigger or whatever, the only way that I'll forget any of you if you fuckers keep me on a 5-hour Friday night again and I just stroke out the next morning and die. and that's it. I'll forget you because I'm dead. But no, it's James and I off stream, we talk about it quite a bit. It's pretty wild. It, like Disney said, keep moving forward. And that's what we've been doing, and y'all have been part of it.
And we're going to continue to do so, and we're going to keep growing, and we're going to have a stupid number of followers at some point that we're going to have to just, it's always going to come back to you people right now that have just always been with us.
Yep. I mean, yep, that's true. It's kind of weird, kind of cool.
Like, so Mark's doing the random live streams throughout the day. Like, that kind of content, that's awesome. Like, I'm not in a position where I can go out and do that, and I wouldn't do it because, I wouldn't. But Mark does, and he's taking that risk, and he's taking us along with him so that we don't have to take that risk.
That's what we call it, Mark's Pandemic Adventures. Well, that's true too. Mark, you're right. We've got to get more people to get on live just because it's a hoot. But and you know what? On that note, on what James said about you, Mark, about doing the the Pandemic Adventures, which literally is just it really is the most awesome thing. There's only a handful of anyone else that goes out and do this. You know what I mean? And so that's what's cool that you're out doing it for us. One, I can't travel all the way down there. I mean, every damn time something opens down Central Florida. So you got Orlando Informer, you got Orlando Attractions or Attractions Magazine, what the hell ever it is. There's only a few of them that have had people going and walking around, and the fact that we've got Mark walking around is cooler than hell. And I guarantee you that even though their streams are informative and they're walking around and here is this and this is those and here you go, none of them are walking around fricking with a drink in their hand, smoking, making the funny ass comments, with their speaker on full blast. It's a complete different creature, and that's what the whole group is about.
Really is. It's great. And I'm totally sticking with Mark's Pandemic Adventures. Like, that is fucking trademarked to this group right now.
Matter of fact, you're right, and we need to put that in a font specific for it.
Absolutely. And I'll make a whole new scene on here so it's separate from this, that it'll have the Haunters Anonymous and Mark's Pandemic Adventures.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, Mark. I guess you were having a problem finding a beer at Disney. You could have had a hot dog if you'd have found that group before everybody else. I don't know, where are you going next week? What's going to be open next week? Probably. I don't know what is going to be. I don't know. Who knows what's going to be open next week? We'll send you to the nearest, I don't know, McDonald's or something on International.
Yeah, serious. And between Mark, the Gleasons, and Lee, we could be the biggest, most informed media outlet in the Central Florida area. And neither myself or Michael live in Central Florida.
I live in the part of Florida nobody knows where the fuck it is. You're in where now?
I live in Pennsylvania. That? So
Pensacola, yes, it's the oldest city in the United States. The what now? Okay. Yeah, because we took that title from St. Augustine. Suck it. Like anybody cares, but James is right. I'm telling you, the best way I think to describe it is I think we have the most eclectic, diverse, informed funny, diverse group of
Eclectic.
people. Yeah. Oh, I'm waiting for Mark to try and spell eclectic, by the way. That's why I keep saying it.
Yeah.
Um,
Patchouli
so
scented.
patchouli. So I mean, like I said, I think of all the ones, I think of all the ones that or the small group that does this, that they're very much, that's what they make all their money at, and they're very formal about it. I like Orlando Informer, um, to me the best, and I watched their stream, and it was very informative, but that was in Disney Springs, but it was very short lived, and that's why I was like, God, Disney Springs looks boring as hell, comparatively speaking. $175, not at Disney Springs.
You can't handle your uncle. Listen. Nope, never mind. Saving it for Friday.
And After Dark has already been corrupted. Mark's new After Dark structure has been corrupted already. Well, getting the Potters. Well, the Potters, they're another. I mean, they are so fantastically awesome. I don't know. I think that over the course of many moons, with the drama group and now Haunters Anonymous and After Dark, I think we've just got a very phenomenally ragtag group of awesome people. Yeah. I really do.
And when we get to like that, I don't want to be the person that says this on every stream because it's annoying and I hate it, but we need shares too, because we need to get, like, our reach can only go so far. We have a ton of people that are like great at getting us out there. There's some people that don't even talk in the chat, but they'll share our stuff. So just keep doing the shares, and I won't have to keep asking, because to me it's annoying when people ask.
Well,
I'm not going to ask you to give me a like. I'm not going to ask you to share the stream every time. Everybody knows this. Just share the stream, get it out there, invite your friends, be obnoxious, and have fun with it.
and I'll say this, do what James says, and then I won't have to say things like, you need to smirch that share button.
Please, for the love of God, just do it so he doesn't have to say it.
Yeah, I don't want to infringe on other whatever.
Yeah, hit the like button, turn on the notifications.
Yeah,
it's not YouTube. I can't tell you to hit the bell, because there is a bell, isn't there? Hit the bell. Do it. Do it right now.
Is there a bell? You have a huge line of people that go and do things, or those who are in charge of things. Well, yes. Oh, and James shared the stream.
Thank you for the share, James. So appreciative.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, for real. And yeah, that we do need to coordinate multiple weeks worth of lineup. Yes, because that's also part of the I'm gonna love what
I already did. Got it. I beat you to it.
Christ, I clicked it and almost blocked him. Oh God, that has sucked. But yeah, part of Facebook's algorithm is the more active, especially with multiple events made, it that helps too. So we've definitely got to wait a minute,
Thomas. Oh my God, you for following.
Yes, thank you for.
And like, so Thomas just followed our page.
Oh, thank you so much.
And that's because James shared the video into his group. So you guys are amazing.
I was overly concerned about how Mark spelled the word smirch.
Shermersh.
Well, I guess that's gonna have to go on a shirt now.
Yeah. See,
Oh, sweet.
thank you, James. That's what we mean. And
yeah, off the stream. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm laughing at what Mark said. But yeah, I mean that's I mean now that we're in 16 or 17 live chats, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, there's a reason for that actually, Mark. It's because a lot of the people that have liked our page were people that liked the page during like Halloween, like in active haunt season. Our likes shoot up every year around Halloween because of that's just when people get active. So even right now, the way that it is, our numbers have been amazing for our streams. So there may not be a lot of people actively talking, but I watch the numbers all night and it shoots up and down. Our average is fine, so I'm good with it. And like I said, there's literally pages that have 12, 13, 14, 15,000 likes that have a fraction of what we get as far as interactivity and likes and shares and the comments and everything. So for the small number of people that actually like our page, I mean, yeah, we're almost at like nearing 2,000, which is stupid because, you know, who would have thought? But we have so much interactive, like there's just so much interaction and it's great.
Yeah, and Mark, you're right. I mean, I do this with other streams. A lot of people do catch us VOD because they just can't make it during the live stream, which is ultra cool.
And we're going to be available where else soon?
Yes, it will. Oh my god. Yeah, we've got a YouTube channel for the most part. These are going to actually be on YouTube. Matter of fact, I'll probably start just pumping them up tonight because especially Friday nights at 5.5 hours, they end up being close to a 1 gig file, which is no big deal. But yeah, that does need to happen. So many things need to happen so quickly yesterday. Damn it.
Dude, it's so much work that like I never thought it was this much work, but it really, like, between Michael and I, we talk all day, like almost every freaking day, and we're always just working on stuff, and that's what the other stuff that we have going on. So and we're in May, and we're this busy. So
and it's a pandemic, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and that's the deal is I think this will hold true. We start cranking more and more people, which I know will happen now. And then the closer it gets, the views will be higher. Market is, but that's okay. A lot of the stuff that James and I've been doing behind the scenes, trying to really make this into a blossoming thing of a lot of fun. We've been cranking out quite a bit. It's all been a learning experience, which is cool. You know, a lot of hours, like James said, of chitty chatting back and forth. A lot of poking and prodding me to get things done. So that's extra work on James. Haha. But
and I'm fine with it. I put a ton of work into this. Like every freaking day, I'm at my computer doing something that involves Haunters Anonymous, whether it's like emailing somebody or sending out a message, doing more shirt design stuff, more product stuff, or trying to improve the stream itself. There's a ton of stuff that goes into it.
Yep. Hygiene, by the way. And a lot of times radio silence for me during a day, like last night, which you'll hear about a little bit later, is a lot of technical back end stuff. you have to have a lot of technical well, Mark, you would know this, a lot of back end stuff to make the front end stuff work the way it's supposed to. Way it is. Mark would love to see this two of us make it as our job. Well, hell. Okay, so now that you've said this, Mark, thank you. Absolutely, you have no idea, dude. You know, we rag on you, or I rag on you a little bit because I just think you're just an awesome fella. I don't rag on people. I only rag on people that I really like, and I do it in a very playful way. The reason I'm giggling is about saying I love to see the two of us make it our job. One of the things that we did a couple nights ago was watch and talk about some bitches that make a bunch of money on YouTube, and they've done it by one of the things by critiquing kids' cuisines. If people can make money grown people critiquing lean cuisines on their channel and doing other stuff, then I think with quality entertainment like we have here, we could. I think it would be a viable thing to do. And once again, it would be a collaborative effort of not just me and James, but all the folks that have been with us, that we've met. Oh, and you know what? Totally, and I'll totally on that subject. One of the richest things that's happened with all of this over the course of so many years is the unbelievable friendships that have been forged from the drama group, and then of course now with the active Haunters Anonymous group. I mean, folks that I have yet to meet flesh to flesh, face to face, I consider to be extremely good friends, and that includes James here. So, and then several of you, and some people who are not online with us right now. Yes, Mark, that's true. I just because I don't rag on somebody doesn't mean I hate them, but but I am getting old.
Oh, while we're on the topic, Mark, turn your damn phone sideways.
Oh yeah. I mean, do iPhones have enough in their power for $1,000 units to actually record in horizontal and or also known as landscape mode, also known as what every monitor on the planet does. The quality was super high, by the way, today. But I was doing some behind your back ragging of you about shooting in iPhone mode, which literally drives me crazy.
I said it was fine because you kept changing from landscape to vertical. I'm like, Jesus Christ, pick one. But no, since we got it figured out, I know how to work the new system. We'll set it up, but you will have to record in landscape mode because it gives you a bigger picture. Today was it was kind of an impromptu thing, but it was awesome. Like,
yeah, it was.
Everybody else gets, they get footage when they're there, and then they have to upload it. It's like a day later that they upload it. We're doing shit live, people. There's a 10-second delay. Now you may go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just reading. I just wanted Primo. The comment, wish I had t-shirts of Primo the clown to get out there. Dude, we may be able to make that happen for you. So
yeah, we've got it figured out now.
Yeah, we got this shit figured down. Woo! So we'll get in touch with you. To be on the show, but also, you know what? We'll make that happen for you. That's one of the many things this group is about is helping out when we can. If we've got resources we can help with, and so we'll get with you about seeing what we can do about getting a couple of shirts, a couple of designs out. Don't you dare use a selfie stick, Mark. God, oh my God, I will drive down and hunt you down, throw you into the pool at Universal.
I kind of want to see it. Like, I want to see Mark walking around like a jackass with a selfie stick.
The thing is, the selfie stick would be like 10 feet in the fucking air by the time it was Mark handling it, because he's already 7. Jesus. It'd be like Mark's in a helicopter. Wait a minute, maybe that would be cool. Wait a minute, I'm gonna shut up. Mark, get yourself a selfie stick. It'd be like you're in a helicopter. People, we'll be able to tell people that we've got the highest vantage point. For a live stream. We have. They're like, oh my god, Haunters Anonymous has like a fucking drone. No, it's just Mark with a selfie stick, in one hand and a drink in the other, and then it'd be like, exclusive. Exclusive.
Yeah, James, we'll get it worked out for you. It really wouldn't even be that difficult, I don't believe.
Nah.
Take a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, just when we get things on our end situated, I don't see why not. I mean, I don't see why not, right? I mean, just we'll get you some stuff going on there. I mean, we're gonna definitely be making Mark some jockstrap designs. We can definitely get you a shirt. A shirt design of some sort.
Listen, I saw when I went to the page too, the product page, there was leggings, and I clicked on it, and somehow I ended up in the male category. Male leggings is something I never want to fucking see again.
It's the exclusive Rocky Horror Haunters Anonymous wardrobe line.
It's the closest thing that I've seen on there, though. Oh yeah, James, that's what we're about, man. That's what we're here for. Yep. We want to give people the promotion and support people. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's really not about us. It's about we.
Exactly.
And that's been what this group, and then the drama group has always been about. I think that's I think the drama group also needs to be really brought back to life, because why not?
There actually was somebody joined today.
Oh my god, it's the apocalypse. I joined the drama group.
Yeah, we're just wrapping it up tonight, so it's kind of, we're winding down, and it's kind of the BS part of the stream where we just talk.
Oh, that's why Mark's wanting to, because he's out of alcohol. That's why he wants us to wind it down. Hey, Danny, I try to be inspirational, especially when I swear a lot. But, and thank you, and Danny, of course, thank you for, being here, being you, and having a birthday and everything else, and sharing that with us. See, that's also part of the group is sharing that kind of stuff. It's Dad Talks with MD. Don't make me make a shirt, because I probably will. But all right, we can do that. Thanks, James Primo. We'd love to have an autograph. That would be cool.
Hell yeah, I missed that.
It's right up there. It's right above where Mark inadvertently called me old by calling me a dad. I'm kidding. But I think we will, because Mark is correct. We're turning this into a Friday night, and we know it's getting late for some of you guys. So we'll wind it up. I will say my goodbyes, and then let James say his goodbyes. Once again, thank all of you. We will see you Friday. Just know that you are part of a group that we think is beyond exceptional, and it's because of you. And I appreciate it. And I hand off to James.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I hope you got some stuff and learned some things from Jim over at Field of Screams. Great stream, really informative. Guys are amazing, and can't wait to see you guys again on Friday. So thank you for hanging out with us, and thank you for being active and everything that you do. Thank you, because without you guys, we would not be here doing this. So appreciate it, and we will see you on Friday. So
ciao.
Have
Stay
a
safe,
good
everybody.
one.
Thanks.